Yuval, welcome back to the channel. My name is David. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tamron 28-75 f2.8 G2 lens for Nikon Z mount. Now this lens has been super popular on Sony's E mount and it's finally available for Nikon Z mount, so I figured I'd pick it up for the Nikon ZF and put it through its paces to see how it performs. Now the 28-75mm focal length is often viewed as a budget alternative to the more popular and more expensive 24-70mm focal length. But whether this lens is budget or not is completely irrelevant, because with just this one lens you can shoot a wide variety of things, from wide angle to short telephoto, things like portraits, weddings, landscapes, video, and so on. As with all my reviews, we're going to be going over image quality, autofocus performance, and build quality, not in that particular order. Lastly, a quick disclaimer: Tamron or Nikon did not provide any of the equipment shown in this video. I purchased everything with my hard-earned money, and you already know what I'm going to say. My wallet is in therapy. So without further ado, let's just start the review. The Tamron 28-75 f2.8 Di3 VXD G2 is surprisingly lightweight for a zoom lens, weighing in a total of 540 grams or 1.1 pounds. Despite the lightweight, it feels very well made using high quality plastics with a shiny black finish. At the base of the lens is a metal lens mount with a weather sealing gasket. Tamron states that the lens has extensive seals throughout the lens barrel to protect it from the elements. The USB-C port is used to connect the lens to your computer for firmware updates or to adjust the lens settings. The lens also doesn't have a manual focus autofocus switch. Moving up the lens, we'll find the rubber manual focus ring, which turns very smoothly. In the middle of the lens is a reprogrammable function button, which can be used to hotkey a variety of settings. At the very top of the lens is a large zoom ring which turns very smoothly. The front filter is a 67mm and it comes with a plastic lens hood. Overall, this lens is lightweight and very well built, both of which are good things. Back in the day, third-party manufacturers would have to reverse engineer first-party lenses in order to make their own. This always meant that there were some compromises with autofocus performance or image quality, and in some circumstances it wouldn't be as good as their first-party counterparts. This isn't the case anymore with modern third-party lenses, as many camera manufacturers have opened up their mounts to third-party lens manufacturers, which means you are basically getting native performance with these third-party lenses. That said, autofocus on the Tamron 28-75 f2.8 G2 is pretty fast, as the lens comes equipped with Tamron's VXD linear motor focus mechanism. This means the lens delivers fast, quiet, and reliable autofocus. When I shoot live music, I often use Nikon's 3D tracking, subject detect, and eye detect autofocus, and the 28-75 worked very reliably in all of these modes. Overall, not much more to say about this lens. It performs very well, and that's all that matters. Image quality on the Tamron 28-75 f2.8 G2 is stellar. Images are razor sharp throughout the zoom range and have a nice pop to them. That said, Tamron's website also states that the optical construction of the 28-75 G2 is 17 elements in 15 groups. It utilizes 2 low dispersion and 2 glass molded spherical lens elements that are used to help minimize optical aberrations. Tamron also mentions that the lens has a high resolving power to the edges of the frame at all focal lengths, meaning that this will play nice with a high resolution camera like the Nikon Z8. The rounded 9-blade circular diaphragm produces a soft and beautiful bokeh. Overall, considering the lens's price point, it punches way above its class. And that's the review. So here are my thoughts on this lens. Overall, I'm very impressed with this lens. I think it's a phenomenal performer. It's very well built, and I also love that it's super compact and lightweight. It pairs very well on the Nikon ZF. Now, in terms of the price, it's $1,000, which I think is a steal, and it's also very aggressively priced, because if you look at Nikon's 28-75, it's $200 more than this G2 Tamron. However, there's a rumor, and I haven't been able to quite confirm, that the Nikon version is a rebadged Tamron G1, which is not necessarily a bad thing. However, if that is the case, I would still pick the G2 version because it's newer and you get the better performance, and overall it's cheaper, which I think $200 is a great savings. You could buy batteries or memory cards with it, so I'd still pick the G2 hands down. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, double tap the dislike button twice. Trust me, it works. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and follow me on Instagram at DLoVisuals to stay up to date with my latest ventures. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.